Sony came out on Monday and announced this big acquisition, and it was really, really surprising. So I'm going to tackle this in two parts. First of all, we got a message from Pete Parsons, and this was the announcement from Bungie themselves. And then I've got an interview with Jim Ryan over at GameInformer.biz. So there's a couple of different perspectives here from Bungie and from Sony, although this acquisition doesn't feel like the Activision acquisition that we got from Microsoft a couple of weeks ago. So that is all about adding value to Game Pass. They got Call of Duty and all the other games under Activision Blizzard. You know, they're all going to be added to Game Pass, and there's going to be loads of value. Sony, on the other hand, looks like they're evolving their business. So Sony are known for their massive single-player games, though they don't really have many live service games or multiplayer games. And also they got their Project Spartacus rumoured to be coming out in April, which is their Game Pass competitor. And if they're going to have a Game Pass competitor, well, they're going to need a little bit more than their single-player games and also their back catalogue of games on the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and also PSVR. To have a complete catalogue, they're going to want to get into live service games, and I think Sony are buying Bungie to bolster their live service capabilities. Well, first of all, let's go over to that announcement by Pete Parsons, and this was over on the Bungie website on Monday. So Bungie say, Bungie joins Sony Interactive Entertainment, and we believe that games have limitless potential, and that to do anything worthwhile in entertainment, we must bet big on our vision, on our studio, and on our incredible team of trusted creators who build unforgettable worlds that truly matter to people. In Sony Interactive Entertainment, we found a partner who unconditionally supports us in all we are, and who wants to accelerate our vision to create generation-spanning entertainment, all while preserving the creative independence that beats in Bungie's heart. Like us, Sony believes that the game worlds are only the beginning of what our IPs can become, and together we share a dream of creating and fostering iconic franchises that unite friends around the world, families across generations, and fans across multiple platforms and entertainment mediums. Well, today, Bungie begins our journey to become a multimedia entertainment company. Well, Pete Parsons has gone to talk about creative freedom, so since taking flight in 1991, Bungie has always charted the future with their own star map, a path that is driven by our people and for our community. So we're continuing that journey with new worlds in development, and we can't wait to share them with you. With Sony Interactive Entertainment, the potential for our universes is unlimited. Our future games will take bold steps into unexplored spaces for Bungie, continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, and will always be built on the foundation of creating meaningful, lifelong friendships, and also memories too. So we remain in charge of our destiny, no pun intended, and we'll continue to independently publish and creatively develop our games, and we'll continue to drive one unified Bungie community, and our games will continue to be where the community is, wherever they choose to play. With Sony Interactive Entertainment support, the most immediate change you will see is an acceleration in hiring talent across the entire studio to support our ambitious vision. So if this speaks to you and you want to help us put a dent in the universe, we're hiring across all disciplines for Destiny 2 and for our new worlds beyond. Well, next up, we've got 3 decades and counting. So what makes our world come to life is our community and our people in the studio. So our people are the soul of Bungie. Empowered by our people, we push the boundaries of what we thought was possible and transformed who we are as a company. Over the past 30 years, the inviting worlds we've built have turned into thriving communities, and that community is the true magic. These communities have taken Bungie beyond games. They forged lifelong bonds and humbled us with the real, meaningful good they drive within us and the world. More than anything, Sony Interactive Entertainment understands that our people and our community are both the priority and the heart of our success, and are willing to stand alongside us as we continue to use our platform to drive action towards a more welcoming and equitable world. So our goal is to build a place where the world's most creative and talented people can come and do their best work, no matter who they are, where they're from, or how they identify. So that is the real dent in the universe we want to make, and the one that we want to last beyond us. Be part of this future with us, and I'll see you Starside. So really, really interesting stuff there. It looks like Bungie want to take their IP beyond the video game space, and we've talked a long time about Destiny moving into movies or a TV show, like a Netflix kind of thing, or maybe some big blockbuster movies. Well, Sony, of course, published these Spider-Man movies, and they've got movie studios, so they have all the right connections to turn Bungie IP into something more than video games. So it's really, really exciting. Well, next up, I want to take you over to an interview with Jim Ryan from Sony over at gamesindustry.biz. Really interesting stuff, so let's dive into that interview now. So PlayStation's acquisition of Bungie may not result in exclusive PS5 games, but it's going to allow the platform holder to significantly accelerate its ability to make online, live service games across different platforms. So in an interview with gamesindustry.biz, Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan says that Destiny 2 and future Bungie games will continue to be published on other platforms, including rival consoles. So the advantage that Bungie offers Sony is in its ability to make huge multi-platform live service online games, which is something the wider organisation is eager to learn from. Well, the first thing to say is unequivocally that Bungie will stay independent, a multi-platform studio and publisher. So Pete Parsons and I have spoken about many things over recent months, and this was one of the first and actually the easiest and most straightforward conclusions that we reached together. Everybody wants the extremely large Destiny 2 community, whatever platform they're on, to be able to continue to enjoy their Destiny 2 experiences, and that approach will apply to future Bungie releases. That is unequivocal. Bungie will operate autonomously within the Sony Interactive Entertainment organisation, and they will continue to publish on other platforms. So we definitely get the importance of this, and we've grown studios organically. We've also made a number of acquisitions over the years. So whether it's Naughty Dog, Guerrilla Games, Sucker Punch Productions, and most recently Insomniac, we understand how important it is to give these great organisations the space and the independence, whilst bolstering that with great support when and where that's needed. So he continues, Pete and I have spent a long time talking, and we're struck by how similarly that we see the world, and just how complementary our two organisations are. We're like two pieces of a jigsaw that can slot together. They make massive immersive games that have no end, whereas PlayStation's strength, as you know, lie in single-player, narrative-rich stories. So our studios make those games, and they are some of the best games you can find anywhere. So I've been on record talking about the increasing size of the PlayStation community and expanding beyond our historic console heartland, and this can take many forms. So definitely one of the main ones is the ability for wonderful games that we've been making over the past 25 years to be enjoyed in different places and played in different ways. We're starting to go multi-platform, you've seen that. We've got an aggressive roadmap with live services, and the opportunity to work with and particularly learn from the brilliant and the talented people at Bungie, that is going to considerably accelerate the journey that we find ourselves on. Philosophically, this isn't about pulling things into the PlayStation world, this is about building huge and wonderful new worlds together. So meanwhile, on the Bungie side, Pete Parsons tells GamesIndustry.biz that Sony offers the ability to accelerate its own plans, which includes the prospect of taking its IP to new entertainment mediums such as TV and film. So Pete says, back in 2016, we set out our vision for ourselves to create the worlds and inspire friendships, and we wanted to become one of the world's great entertainment companies, and more than that, become a centre of creative and technical excellence, so that no matter who you are, where you're from, how you identify, you can feel like you can come to Bungie and do your best work. And even though we've been working together since 2013 with Destiny 1, it was remarkable how close Sony and our visions were. You can't help but look at Sony's accomplishments, not just as a great platform, and having easily some of the best development teams in the entire world, but as one of the greatest entertainment companies in the world. We saw this as a great opportunity to build not just Destiny, we're working on more than Destiny, these great interactive experience which we think we're good at, but also being able to explore these worlds and even more. We're continuing to learn and build and grow, and I'm extremely proud of the work that we're doing to create a thriving, inclusive environment for people. Well, Sony have been so gracious over the last decade to give us early insight into the platforms and technologies and games. The ability to work with thought leaders within the Sony network is incredible. We're already friends with a lot of them. If you think of the list of giants who live within the Sony Interactive company, it's incredible. And I think we've got something to offer too. So Jim Ryan adds, the way people play games has changed a lot over the last few years. We created some wonderful properties over the course of the last 25 years with characters that people love and resonate all over the world. Offering the opportunity to enjoy those experiences a completely different way is something that we're really excited about. I can't go into details today, but we've got a really amazing roadmap on how to do that. I would back us to do some live service games ourselves, but when you've got the potential to have a partner like Bungie, who's been there, done it all before and learned the lessons, and have got this wonderful, brilliant team who's there and have the potential to help us, we think that we can take something that would have taken a certain number of years and significantly decrease the time it would take to get it right. Well, loads of really interesting details there, and thank you to GamesIndustry.biz for that interview. Really, really interesting stuff, and great to hear from the insiders, especially Jim Ryan and also Pete Parsons there at the top of those respective companies. But another massive acquisition late last week, and it does beg the question, who is going to be next? Ubisoft, EA, maybe even Nintendo. They're all going to have a mark on their back now, especially with Microsoft sloshing around $70 billion for their Activision Blizzard acquisition only a couple of weeks ago. So it's a really, really exciting time to be reporting on all this news. I'd love to hear what you think about all these acquisitions and the direction of the video game industry. So I'd love to hear about that down in the comments or over at Patreon at patreon.com/This Week in Video Games. And as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.